Hello, welcome to today's video. It's Tuesday the 7th of March. It's 5 days on from us doing the moss treatment behind us and the weed treatment. So today we're not going to waste any time. We've had some great results with the moss treatment. So what we're going to do is today we're going to get on with the Scarifier and give it its first of many Scarifys just to start wicking our way through that big layer of moss that we've got. But before that, I want to answer a question of, is it too early to start seeding? So at the minute, a lot of people in the group are asking, is it too soon to start seeding? The simple answer is yes. We don't want to start seeding just yet because we've got frosts coming and we've got cold weather coming. So if you've seeded now and it's already started to come through, then there's a chance you're going to lose it. So I just hold off. I've been there, done it, been doing it 25 years nearly, and I've learnt the hard way, and I'm passing on my wisdom to you because I know that it's not worth doing. I've even lost seed in May because we just had a late frost. So I can guarantee you that if you start 3 weeks before me, say like you started today and I start in 3 weeks, I will get to the same point as you quicker than you would starting today, because the temperatures will rise sharply in that time and we'll get exactly where we're going at the same time, if not, like I say, me just slightly ahead, because it's just them temperatures are everything. So hold off on the grass seed just for now. I know you're raring to go, but trust me, it's not worth it. It could be costly and laborious if you have to start seeding again. So like I say, I've learnt the hard way, so you don't have to. Just while we're here, I just thought I'd show you this slope that we've been working on. Looks very sparse, but that's good because that's where all the moss was. So now we've got rid of that. We can already see that we've got algae reforming, and that's only been, what, 3 weeks since we did this last time. So it's a nice colour from afar. Up close, dead sparse, but up from a distance it looks pretty good as you're coming down the road. What here is going to be next is we're going to be Scarifying again, probably another moss treatment, just like I say, to get rid of this algae, and then we'll be able to Scarify it, get some grooves in it, seed it and top dress it, and then this one will be good to go. We can get on with this first because we've got the existing lawn with the really coarse grasses which are going to come back with a vengeance anyway, and we'll take advantage of some of the early April weather that we normally get in terms of rain. So looking forward to doing this one. 20 years in the waiting, so I think this is going to be really good. Before we start Scarifying, I just want to have a walk over so we can see that moss has taken a real hit with the INHIBIT and the Galactic Green mixed in. Lovely green colour. The green colour is there, but it's accentuated by the moss, which gives the black effect, which makes the grass look even greener. So we did the weed treatment, didn't we? Now I know what you're thinking. Well, you can't Scarify because you did the weed treatment. That weed killer will now be well in the plant. So when we Scarify it, the weed killer is inside the plant. So it doesn't matter if we take that top growth off because the weed killer is in the system. So we can see already those buttercups have started outgrowing themselves with the treatment that it is. That's a hormone treatment. And what it does is it starts to outgrow itself and kills itself that way. So they're well underway. Buttercup's quite difficult to get rid of. With the weed all for lawns, much prefer the resolver that we used for buttercup. That has been hit as well, and the iron has made it go black. The iron won't kill weeds. It'll make it go black, but it won't kill them. It'll just knock them back. But considering this lawn's not really had much treatment over the last few years, it's had a few weed treatments, probably 2 in the last 5 years. It's not looking too bad weed wise, just the moss. But as you can see now, we're at it's 2 o'clock and it's in the shade. So even in the summer at this time, that's in the shade. So you can see it's really wet down there because it doesn't dry out. And imagine the winter that we've had wet. It just never gets any sun, so that's why the moss is really bad at that bottom end. Okay, so just about to start Scarifying. What we're looking for today is we're just going to tickle it and just start taking out a little bit. It's still a bit boggy down there, but up here is absolutely fine. So we just want to put it on the highest setting that I've got there, which is N on this, and I think I've explained before, because the wheels have worn away, that N is actually quite like a number 1 now, so I have to start working my way through the numbers as the years go by. So you can see I've already started with 1 pass all the way around on that, and it started taking out quite a bit, so I'm quite pleased with that. So let's just do that today, and then this is probably 1 of 6 passes that we're going to do over the next 6 to 8 weeks before we actually get on to anything else with this lawn. So let's get cracking. So after just one pass, you can see how much has come up, and not all of it is black. It's only the tips that are black. Below the surface it's still green, so that just shows you the iron doesn't really penetrate through, and that's why we need to do multiple times with the Scarifier, because every time we do it we just expose a new layer which needs treating, and then we get rid of that layer, and then we just keep working our way through until we've got nothing. So we're not going to do an iron application today just because we did one 5 days ago. I just wanted to get on with the process, just so in my mind I feel like I'm actually making progress. So what we'll do now is we'll get this raked up and away into bin bags, and then we'll Scarify that top bit again whilst I've got it out, and then we'll call this one a day for today. Might stick a little bit of iron on that as well at the top just to get rid of that algae, like I said, if I've got time, but other than that we're in a good position. Okay, so that's all picked up now. Now, I read an article on the internet yesterday about Scarifying, and it said, oh no, you shouldn't be doing it now, you should wait until later in the year, because if you did it now, it's just going to get full of moss. Well, we're full of moss anyway, so that's not actually going to get any worse, we're just going to make it better. If your lawn's absolutely sodden, yeah, you have to leave it. I mean, this is borderline, but because we're actually working the way through loads and we're going to be making a mess, we're going to start it at some point, so that's why I've chosen to do it today. Now, getting rid of the moss is going to help us with two things. It's going to get rid of the moss, but it's going to get rid of that water holding capabilities. Now, if you think of moss, what they do at the garden centres when they're making hanging baskets, they put the moss in the bottom to hold on to water. So what moss does in the lawn holds on to water. Now, secondly, moss loves water, so you've got a double hit. You've got the water, which is there from the rain, and then you've got the moss holding onto it. So it just loves it, and it just keeps regenerating, and that's why we're in such a bad state here, because it's just a repetitious cycle which just keeps happening. Now, getting rid of that, it's going to dry it out quick, because we're creating grooves for the wind to blow through, but we're getting rid of that water that's holding on there. So just a little insight into moss, and when you can Scarify, because I believe you can Scarify whenever you want. Okay, jobs are good in. So what we'll do now is we'll get on with this slope over the road. We don't need to mow this lawn today, it's just too wet at that bottom end, and we don't want to make even more of a mess than we already have, and the birds will come down and take all that moss away for the nests. Alright, so we're just finished with the Scarifying there. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pick it up with the mower today. I think there's not that much come up really, so I think we should be alright. Number 2 on the hater, and I think we'll get this picked up, and then that is it as far as Scarifying goes to get rid of moss. So we're going to give it another iron application before I go, and then next time we come we'll be doing the seeding and over top dressing. But before we'll do that, we will give it one last Scarify just to create the nice grooves in the lawn, so I'm really excited about this one. Right, okay, so that's mowed up now, this is ready to go. And I just wanted to touch on what I was talking about before regards articles saying don't Scarify till then, till now, till whenever. If I listened to conventional wisdom, I wouldn't be anywhere near this point now. So the only reason I can get on with seeding now in the next couple of weeks is because I started my process 8 weeks ago. So things have changed since, like Grandad Jack used to say, oh, you don't do this, don't do that. And in his time, the weather was different, we had different seasons. But now the seasons have changed. In 25 years since I've been working on this estate, I used to be able to start in March and it was absolutely boiling. Now, we don't get that weather till May, so the seasons have shunted like 8 weeks. So in 25 years, I think we'll still be mowing at Christmas. So it just shows you that, you know, evolution does change, and theses change and methods change, and I'm trying to bring those new methods to you. So don't be afraid to get out and Scarify as early as you think, as you want to. So just shows, because we've got ahead of the game, we're now in a good position. So that's all I wanted to say. Let's get around the back, and I'm going to cut the lawn, which I did the work on a few weeks ago. Alright, so I did show you on Friday how it looked, and it looked really good, but just with this sun we've had over the last few days here, it's absolutely come on leaps and bounds. It's such a lovely green colour, that's why I want to cut it, because if I leave it any longer, just in some of the areas where it's shady, we've got a bit more elongation of the leaf, so I just want to get that under control and let's see how it looks once it's done. But yeah, the Rise and Shine and INHIBIT and Galactic application really coming through for us today. Alright, that's it for today. I'm just about to go on with that iron. If you've liked the video today, please give it a like and a subscribe and leave any comments in the box below. Now, just before I go, we've had a shout out call for Richard. Your wife Charlotte Louise asked me to give you a shout out, said you're a real saddo and watch all my videos. I don't think she's your wife because you won't have a wife, no way. I can see you now sat there with your flask and you pack lunch every time I bring a video out, and that is like real saddo status. So you keep watching and I'll keep providing the content. So until we meet again, take care and see you soon. And if you missed part 1 of this video, check this video out and you'll find it right there.